it's May here. We are back to the season 3 live interview with our well-known guest, Russ, Ross, Emanuel, right?
Hey.
Sorry, that's twist. So you're very, very busy too. You have a lot. How many features film you have done? It's a lot. Recently, you just finished one, right?
Yeah, this is All for Tomorrow is my 7th feature film, and we just filmed last month actually. Yeah.
So this one, the style is quite different than the other one, right?
Yeah, this one is a very personal film for me. So I'm approaching my 50th year of existence.
You look
and
young.
Thank you. But my late, and I'm gonna emphasize that, late filmmaking partner, Neil Harris, passed away 2 years ago, and he died at the age of 50. He and I made all 6 of my feature films together, and then when he passed, it kind of, it made me think of mortality. I miss him very dearly, and I actually visited his grave in December of last year.
You have to do so many movies together. You have such
Yeah.
deep bonding now.
Yeah, and I thought when he passed, so he passed on the previous film, was called Apocalypse Death Party. The original title was called Staycation, but the distributor, changed the
That one
title.
won a lot of award too, right?
Yeah, it did. And I'm very grateful. We won like Best Comedy at Shockfest. I mean, it was like, yeah, I was incredibly grateful. But when he passed, because he was literally the other half of us, of the filmmaking team, I was like, can I make films now? I'm like, should I just quit? Because it wasn't fun anymore. When somebody actually dies, it's not fun. You make films because it's fun.
So
it's
like
enjoyable.
part of your family.
Yeah, he
so
passed
many
away.
things.
So this film here is really kind of like, for me, can I make a film without him? And it was like a test film. And I worked with a new DP team, Sophia Casiola, wonderful DP, and her husband, Michael J. Epstein, who was the gaffer. And I had met them in 2018, and I thought, wow, I would love to work with these people. We met at a festival in San Diego. I think it was called the Fantastic Film Festival or something like that. But we met there. We both went for our respective films. At that point, it was my feature Occupants, which is also called Ultraverse. Anyway, so I went for that. They went for their films, and I kept in touch with them for like 7 years.
So this movie sounds like a close to and celebrate for your, partner, and then you got a new venture coming up.
Yeah. So I wanted to see, can I do this? Can I actually make a film? And we did. We actually filmed 5. It was 5 shoot days, 75 pages,
Wow,
and they gave me. On my previous feature films, I got maybe 80%, 90% of what I wanted. They gave me over 100%. They gave me shots that I wasn't even thinking about, and I was like amazed.
That makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
You know what? Because your partner is watching it.
Yeah, and I really think it could be the best film I've done. And that's saying a lot because again, I've worked with, a lot of crew, a lot of cast over the years, and
so this
really
one
have
is
a good vibe
finished.
with it.
Shooting is in post-production
It's
now.
in post, yes. I'm editing it right now. Yeah, it'll be
When-
out next year.
Okay, so next year we will be able to see it everywhere.
Knock on wood.
It's because all your movie you can find it in a lot of streaming channel, right?
Yes, you could see all my features if you want on Tubi TV or Amazon Prime. or
Under
other channels.
your name, then you
Russ
can-
Emanuel, R-U-S-S, and the last name is E-M, M as in Mary, A-N-U-E-L. So Russ Emanuel. Just look it up on Tubi, you'll see my.
So after this movie, you're confident that you can explore a little bit more.
Yes.
You know the good team support you, backing up
Yeah.
is very important.
Oh yeah. And thank you to Maeya TV too, and to you, mate, because I met you, was it like a year, 2 years ago? I forgot when we met, but because of you, I actually met one of my actors here, Gary Sugai, in this film. He's a detective in this film, but I met him at Maeya TV last year.
That's the networking,
Yeah.
That's very important. We're helping each other. Everybody got a job.
Yeah, and then you just interviewed Tracy Coco, and Tracy Coco, I've worked with her on Assassin's Apprentice 2, on Apocalypse Death Party, and now this film. So I love to work with, the same people over and over if I can.
You know that it's reliable, trustworthy, and you know how this works. You don't need to have lots of rundown, and you know that it will come out good.
Yeah, Yeah, and our main actor, Drew Martin, he was amazing. He was literally, and I wrote the script, so it's my fault. I wrote him into every single scene in the film, so he had a lot of lines to know, and he knew his lines, and he gave me an amazing performance.
So after this one, is there any movie or act you really want to explore different type of drama or horror or
I
comedy or singing musical?
Maybe. I mean, I've done a lot of different genres. You know, I've done faith-based. That's my first feature with the late John Hurt, the Home Alone dad. It was my first feature film.
Wow.
Yeah. It's called Heaven's Messenger, PJ. I've done a golf film. That's my second feature, Chasing the Green, and with the amazing William Devane, who was directed by Sir Alfred Hitchcock. So that was like a big deal for me. You know, I've done Occupants, which is a psychological horror film. So I've done the horror genre. The Legends of Nathaya with Robert Picardo, who's now on Starfleet Academy, right? I worked with him 6 times, by the way. So shout out to Bob. Thank you so much, Bob. But that was a fantasy, kind of like.
It's quite diversified.
Yeah, I've done a lot. I've done, you know, like a documentary style called Whisper, and I've done, you know, zombie horror comedy, and I've done now this is more like I guess a mystery sci-fi.
I think you like sci-fi, you like Star Trek, Star Wars, that kind of.
Yeah, I've worked with a lot of Star Trek actors. You know, I've been very grateful. Even in this film, we have Tracy Coco from Star Trek. We have Sean Kenny from Star Trek. You know, I worked with Olivia Dabo. She was in Star Trek. You know, Marina Sirtis, Armin Shimmerman. I worked with Robert Picardo. Yeah, I worked with a lot of Star Trek actors. They're amazing people. You know,
when it's good, you know, stay with them.
Well, I'm grateful that they want to work with me. Let's put it that way, because I don't think I'm anybody. So, you know.
For you, if you start a new project, where do you start from the beginning? Where do you get idea? How do you drop down a note, or you suddenly see something just like, you know, spin your brain?
Well, this one here was basically, can I do a feature film for a certain budget? And I was thinking, what can I do? And I've already worked with a studio called Envisionate Studios with my previous feature, and they just moved from their Burbank office to their North Hollywood office.
They're good.
Yeah, they're very good. And I know you were on set, so you saw this. And she was a very good depressed barkeeper. Thank you, mate. But I know what their layout was. So I'm like, okay, here are the rooms that they have. And they have different sets. Courtroom, you know, they have a police set, they have a house set. I'm going, okay, what can I create based on this? And I also had access to a spaceship set. And that's how I came up with this. So I literally wrote it around Envisionate Studios.
I think they're very creative for those spaceships. There's some story behind that too, right?
Oh yeah, well, I was thinking outside the box. And I was thinking more like Sixth Sense or Inception, where, you know, you think it's going one way, but then I twist it around and go, oh no, it's actually going that way instead. And hopefully that's what people think when they see this film, that you think you know where the story's going, but then you're like, oh, it went that way instead. So
for the whole production, what do you think the best or the most important to do the preparation to make the shooting smooth?
Just prepare like crazy. I mean, I was literally preparing for 2 months. And I did 8 rehearsals with the actors.
So online rehearsal?
Yeah, it was online because my actors were all over the place. One was Drew's from Chicago, one's from Florida, one's in San Francisco, one's in Pennsylvania. So it's like, you know, there's no way I could get them physically to, you know, come here, right? So we did it via Zoom, which is something I learned during the COVID era, you know, when we couldn't have physical rehearsals. You know, you weren't allowed, right? So I switched to Zoom.
How many times a rehearsal you have done before?
8.
8 times?
Yeah, and each time it's about an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 1 hour each. So, but I plan it. You have to plan this. I have to find out their schedules. Okay, so then, you know, and if they're in the same scene, they have to be, you know, I have to pair them up, right? So I'm like, this guy is available that day, this woman's available this day, but they're only available at this time, and then I have
the
to
logistics line is very important.
And you have to plan all this. And then I like to do breakdowns, like the makeup breakdown, the wardrobe breakdown, you know, the shot list. You know, I just break everything down, and then I just overthink it. I mean, I'm kind of a hypochondriac, so that's what I do.
So just how can we cut the budget, you know, as low as we can? What is the tips? How can we cut the budget?
Like, So I got a discounted rate at Envisionate Studios. I've worked with them before. I worked out deals with my actors that I've worked with, most of them before. I gave them incentives like, what if I give you a co-producer credit on the film? Would that be okay for you? Or what if it's a main role? Would that be okay for you instead of, a bigger salary? I've tried it, it's like tit for tat. So you give me something and then you give me something back and then we work it out.
Well, can you give some advice for the newcomer? They want to get into movie industry. What do they start? What do they have to watch out?
Well, use what you have. Use your phone. I mean, look, this is a movie camera right here. This is something I did not have in 1995 when I started out. So, anybody who's making films now, you just make something. Make even a micro short. It doesn't matter. Just do something. Just get it out there. Get it out to film festivals.
Oh, thank you so much. Can you just let our audience know how can we find you? How can we want to learn a little bit more about the artist and the movie?
Yeah. So you go to Russem Productions. That's RUSSEM.com. That's my production website. You can see all my feature films there. You could see this new film here. I'm actually creating an official website, so it'll be out soon. allfortomorrowfilm.com. It's not out yet though, but I bought the public domain name.
So for you prefer the movie. I think it's easier to send through the distribution streaming rather than a theater nowadays.
It's easier for independent distributors that I've talked to, that it's not as money making to go theatrical as it used to be because of streaming, because of, it's the era of streaming, 2026. If this was 2006, yeah, it would have been theatrical, but it's a different era.
But I know that you got a very good reputation, so that all your movie is going well, and the investors are happy about that too.
I hope they're happy. I really.
That's your reputation.
I hope they're happy.
Okay, thank you so much. I know you have to go. Thank you for spending time with us and let us know the latest movie and your latest status. Well, is it excited to let us know? Stay tuned, there's more to come. Thank you, stay bye.
Thank you.